Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're tackling a question that might sound a little scary. Are your favorite fruits secretly putting you at risk for a stroke? It's a shocking thought, right? We're always told to eat more fruit. But could some of them be doing more harm than good? Let's dive into the science and separate fact from fiction. First, let's get the big headline out of the way. Despite the alarming question, the overwhelming evidence points in the exact opposite direction. For the vast majority of people, fruits are not a risk factor for stroke. They are one of your best defenses against it. In fact, numerous large-scale studies have shown a strong, consistent link between higher fruit and vegetable consumption and a lower risk of stroke. How much lower? Some research suggests that every 200 grams of fruit you eat per day can lower your stroke risk by a whopping 32%. That's a powerful statistic. Let's break that down. What does 200 grams of fruit actually look like? It's not as much as you might think. It's roughly one medium-sized apple and a handful of berries, or a large banana. It's a very achievable daily goal. And the benefits are undeniable. Another meta-analysis, which is a study of studies, found that people with the highest intake of fruits and vegetables had up to a 13% lower risk of stroke compared to those with the lowest intake. So, the evidence is clear. More fruit is generally much, much better. But what about specific fruits? Does it matter which ones you choose? Absolutely. While all fruits contain beneficial vitamins, minerals, and fiber, some seem to pack an extra punch when it comes to stroke prevention. Topping the list are citrus fruits and apples. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and, of course, the humble apple, are consistently singled out in research for their significant impact on lowering stroke risk. Why is that? Well, these fruits are packed with flavonoids, a type of antioxidant that helps improve blood vessel function and reduce inflammation, both of which are crucial for preventing the blockages or ruptures that cause strokes. So, an apple a day might really help keep the doctor away, especially when it comes to your cardiovascular health. This powerful link between fruit intake and health is a cornerstone of some of the world's healthiest eating patterns, like the Mediterranean diet. If you look at the Mediterranean diet, it's rich in fruits, vegetables, nuts, and healthy fats. It's not just about what they eat, but also what they limit. This diet has been studied for decades and is consistently associated with a lower risk of heart disease, and yes, stroke. It emphasizes whole, unprocessed foods, with fruit often being the go-to dessert. This isn't a coincidence. It's a time-tested recipe for a long and healthy life. Conversely, what happens when fruit intake is low? The data paints a concerning picture. Countries and populations with low fruit consumption often see a correlation with increased rates of stroke. It's a global health issue. When diets are heavy in processed foods, unhealthy fats, and sugar, and lack the protective compounds found in fruits and vegetables, the risk for chronic diseases, including stroke, inevitably rises. It is a stark reminder that our daily food choices have a direct and profound impact on our long-term health. Our bodies need the nutrients from these natural sources to function optimally and defend against disease. So, if fruits are the heroes of this story, are there any dietary villains we should be aware of? This is where the conversation gets a bit more nuanced. The original question was whether your favorite fruits could be a risk. We've established they're not. However, it's important to look at your entire diet. Some studies have suggested that high consumption of certain other foods, like eggs, for example, might be associated with a slightly increased risk of a specific type of stroke, known as hemorrhagic stroke, in certain populations. Now, this is a complex topic with conflicting research, and it's not to say you should banish eggs from your kitchen. Moderation and a balanced diet are key. The point is to focus on what you're adding to your diet, like more fruit, rather than just what you're taking away. It's also crucial to understand that stroke is a multifaceted condition. Diet is a huge piece of the puzzle, but it's not the only one. High blood pressure, smoking, lack of physical activity, and high cholesterol are all major risk factors. A healthy lifestyle is a comprehensive package. Eating more fruit is a fantastic and delicious step in the right direction, but it works best when combined with regular exercise and managing other health conditions. Think of your health as a team effort, with diet, exercise, and medical checkups all playing for the same side. Let's circle back to the main takeaway. Are your favorite fruits putting you at risk for stroke? No. In fact, they are actively protecting you. The real risk lies in not eating enough of them. By making a conscious effort to include a variety of fruits in your diet every single day, aiming for that 200-gram sweet spot, you're taking one of the most effective and enjoyable steps to protect your brain health for years to come. So, embrace that apple, peel that orange, and enjoy that bowl of berries. Your body will thank you for it. Thank you so much for joining me today to debunk this myth. I hope this video empowers you to feel confident in your healthy choices. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based health content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects millions of people worldwide: strokes. Specifically, we're going to unravel the complex relationship between what we eat and our risk of having a stroke. The title of our video might have caught you off guard: fruit dangers. You're probably thinking, wait, aren't fruits supposed to be good for us? And you're absolutely right. But like many things in nutrition, the story is more nuanced. We'll explore how fruits can be our greatest allies in stroke prevention, but also touch upon some common dietary pitfalls, some of which might surprise you, that can work against us. So, stick around as we separate fact from fiction and empower you with the knowledge to make heart-healthy and brain-healthy choices. Let's start with the big picture. What is a stroke? Simply put, a stroke happens when the blood supply to part of your brain is interrupted or reduced, preventing brain tissue from getting the oxygen and nutrients it needs. Brain cells begin to die in minutes. This is why a stroke is a medical emergency, and prompt treatment is crucial. There are two main types: ischemic stroke, which is caused by a blockage in an artery, and hemorrhagic stroke, caused by a leaking or bursting blood vessel. Many factors contribute to stroke risk, including high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes. And guess what connects all of these? You got it: our diet. Now, let's address the dangers of fruit. The truth is, for the vast majority of people, fruits are incredibly beneficial. The real danger lies not in the fruit itself, but in misunderstanding how to incorporate it into a balanced diet, or worse, replacing it with genuinely harmful foods. The idea that fruits are dangerous often comes from concerns about their sugar content. Yes, fruits contain natural sugars, primarily fructose. However, this sugar comes packaged with fiber, water, vitamins, and antioxidants. This package deal makes all the difference. The fiber slows down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, preventing the sharp spikes in blood sugar that you'd get from, say, a candy bar or a soda. This is vital because chronically high blood sugar and insulin resistance are significant risk factors for vascular damage, which can lead to a stroke. So, let's flip the script from dangers to defenders. The evidence is overwhelming. A diet rich in fruits and vegetables is one of your strongest defenses against stroke. Large-scale studies have consistently shown that people who eat the most fruits and veggies have a significantly lower risk. How much lower? Research suggests that a high intake can reduce your stroke risk by as much as 10%. That might not sound like a huge number, but when we're talking about a life-altering event like a stroke, a 10% reduction is a massive win. This benefit comes from the synergistic effect of all the good stuff in produce. The fiber helps manage cholesterol and blood pressure. The vitamins support overall vascular health, and the antioxidants fight inflammation and oxidative stress, which are key drivers of artery damage. Let's get more specific and talk about a superstar category: citrus fruits. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes are famous for their vitamin C content, but they have another secret weapon called flavonoids. Flavonoids are powerful plant compounds with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. One major study, which followed a large group of women over many years, found that those who consumed the highest amounts of flavonoids from citrus fruits had a notably lower risk of ischemic stroke, the most common type. These compounds are thought to improve blood vessel function and reduce the formation of blood clots. So, squeezing some lemon into your water, having an orange for a snack, or adding grapefruit to your breakfast salad isn't just refreshing. It's a strategic move for your brain's health. Another key player in the fruit and vegetable world is potassium. You might associate potassium with bananas, but it's abundant in many foods, including avocados, sweet potatoes, spinach, and yes, many fruits. Why is potassium so important? It plays a crucial role in balancing sodium levels in your body. This is where we start to see the interplay between different dietary components. Think of potassium and sodium as being on opposite ends of a seesaw, and maintaining balance is key for healthy blood pressure. When you consume enough potassium, it helps your body excrete excess sodium through urine, which in turn helps to relax the walls of your blood vessels. This process lowers blood pressure, a leading cause of strokes. High blood pressure puts constant strain on your arteries, making them more susceptible to damage and blockages. Therefore, eating potassium-rich foods is a natural and effective way to help keep your blood pressure in a healthy range and protect your arteries. Now that we've celebrated the heroes of our diet, let's talk about the villains. The first and most notorious is excessive salt, or sodium. The link between high salt intake and high blood pressure is rock solid. And as we just discussed, high blood pressure is the #1 risk factor for stroke. The statistics are stark. Consuming too much salt can increase your stroke risk by a staggering 25%. The challenge is that most of the salt we eat doesn't come from the salt shaker on our table. It's hidden in processed foods, restaurant meals, canned soups, cured meats, and even bread. It's crucial to become a label reader and be mindful of the sodium content in packaged foods. Opting for fresh, whole foods and seasoning your meals with herbs, spices, garlic, and citrus instead of salt is a powerful preventative strategy. Next up is a category of drinks that many people perceive as a healthier choice: artificially sweetened beverages. Diet sodas and other zero-sugar drinks have become incredibly popular. However, emerging research is raising some red flags. Several large observational studies have found a correlation between regular consumption of artificially sweetened drinks and an elevated risk of both heart attack and stroke. Now, correlation doesn't equal causation, and more research is needed to understand this link fully. But some theories suggest that these sweeteners might negatively affect our gut microbiome, our appetite regulation, and even our vascular health over time. They might trick our brains into craving more sweet things, leading to poor dietary choices overall. The safest and healthiest bet? Stick with water. Unsweetened tea and coffee in moderation are also great choices. Finally, we need to address two major culprits in the standard Western diet: trans fats and excessive meat consumption. Trans fats, often listed as partially hydrogenated oils on ingredient lists, are the worst type of fat for your health. They raise your bad LDL cholesterol, lower your good HDL cholesterol, and promote inflammation, a perfect storm for clogged arteries. While many countries have banned or restricted their use, they can still lurk in some processed baked goods, fried foods, and margarines. The advice here is simple: avoid them completely. Read labels diligently. When it comes to meat, especially red and processed meats like bacon, sausage, and deli meats, the issue is multifaceted. These foods are often high in saturated fat and sodium, both of which contribute to high blood pressure and cholesterol. The processing of meats also creates compounds that can increase inflammation and oxidative stress. Studies have shown that high consumption of red and processed meat is linked to a significantly higher risk of stroke. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to become a vegetarian or vegan, but it does mean that shifting the balance of your plate is a wise move. Try incorporating more plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, and tofu, and choose lean poultry or fish more often than red meat. So, to bring it all together, the idea of fruit dangers is largely a myth. The real danger is a diet that lacks fruit and is instead filled with processed foods, excessive salt, unhealthy fats, and sugary or artificially sweetened drinks. Your dietary pattern as a whole is what truly matters. Aim to fill your plate with a colorful variety of fruits and vegetables. Embrace potassium-rich foods like citrus, bananas, and leafy greens. Be a detective when it comes to sodium and trans fats in packaged foods. And consider reducing your intake of red and processed meats in favor of plant-based proteins or lean animal sources. Making these changes isn't about deprivation. It's about investing in a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life, free from the devastating impact of a stroke. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this information was helpful and clears up any confusion about the role of fruit in a healthy diet. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our future videos on health and nutrition. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What's one small change you plan to make to your diet after watching this? Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that might genuinely surprise you. We all know that fruits and a healthy diet are cornerstones of good health. We're constantly told to eat more of them to prevent diseases, including stroke. But what if I told you there's a shocking twist to this story? What if certain healthy choices, and even some fruits, could be secretly elevating your stroke risk? It sounds counterintuitive, I know, but stick with me. We're about to uncover some startling truths about our daily diets that everyone needs to be aware of. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about empowering you with knowledge to make the safest and healthiest choices for you and your family. Let us start with something that isn't a fruit, but often masquerades as a healthy option: processed snacks. Think about those vegetable chips, fruit-flavored snack bars, or even seemingly innocent crackers. You might grab them thinking you're doing nafsak a favor. The hidden danger? Sodium. These processed goodies are often loaded with it. Now, why is that a problem? High sodium intake is a primary driver of high blood pressure, or hypertension. Imagine your blood vessels are like flexible hoses. High blood pressure is like cranking up the water pressure to the max, constantly. Over time, this intense pressure damages and weakens the delicate walls of your arteries. This damage can lead to blockages or, even worse, a rupture. And that, my friends, is a direct pathway to a stroke. So, while that bag of chips might seem harmless, its high sodium content is silently working against your cardiovascular health, making you more vulnerable. Now, let us talk about an actual fruit that's often hailed for its health benefits, but comes with a major warning label: grapefruit. Yes, grapefruit. It's packed with vitamin C and antioxidants. So what's the catch? The danger isn't in the fruit itself, but in its interaction with certain common medications. Grapefruit contains compounds called furanocoumarins. These compounds can seriously interfere with the enzymes in your gut and liver that are responsible for breaking down and metabolizing many drugs. This includes some of the most widely prescribed medications, like statins for cholesterol and blood pressure medications. When grapefruit blocks these enzymes, the medication isn't processed correctly. Instead of being broken down, it can build up in your bloodstream to dangerously high levels. For blood pressure or anti-clotting medication, this can throw your system fatters, creating conditions that could paradoxically increase your risk of a stroke. This is a critical piece of information. If you are on any prescription medication, especially for cardiovascular health, you must talk to your doctor or pharmacist about whether it's safe to consume grapefruit or grapefruit juice. It is a perfect example of how something natural and healthy can become risky in the wrong context. Moving on, let's crack open the debate: egg consumption. For years, eggs were vilified for their cholesterol content. Then they were welcomed back to the breakfast table. The science has been a bit of a roller coaster. However, some recent, large-scale studies have raised a new red flag, specifically concerning hemorrhagic stroke. This is the type of stroke caused by a blood vessel bursting in the brain. Research has suggested a link between higher egg consumption and an increased risk of this specific type of stroke. Now, it's important to be clear. This doesn't mean eggs are inherently bad. The connection is complex and might be influenced by other dietary and lifestyle factors. For instance, what are you eating with your eggs? Are they paired with processed bacon and sausage, or with avocado and whole grain toast? The overall dietary pattern matters immensely, but this link is significant enough that it warrants our attention. It suggests that moderation is key. Enjoying eggs as part of a balanced and varied diet is likely fine for most, but relying on them as a primary protein source every single day might be a risk factor worth discussing with your healthcare provider, especially if you have other risk factors for stroke. Next up is a villain we all know, but might not realize is still lurking in our food: trans fats. These are artificial fats created by a process that makes vegetable oil more solid. For decades, they were used in everything from margarine and baked goods to fried foods because they were cheap and extended shelf life. The science is now crystal clear. Trans fats are a disaster for health and a major contributor to stroke risk. Here's how they do it. First, they raise your LDL, or bad cholesterol, which contributes to the buildup of plaque in your arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis. Second, they simultaneously lower your HDL, or good cholesterol, which is responsible for clearing out that bad cholesterol. It's a double whammy. This plaque buildup narrows your arteries, making it harder for blood to flow. If a piece of this plaque breaks off and travels to the brain, or if a clot forms in one of these narrowed arteries, it can block blood flow and cause an ischemic stroke, the most common type. While many countries have banned or restricted artificial trans fats, they can still be found in some processed foods. Always check the label. If you see partially hydrogenated oil, put it back on the shelf. Your arteries will thank you. Let's talk about drinks. You're trying to be healthy, so you skip the sugary soda and reach for a diet or zero-sugar version instead. It seems like a smart swap, right? No sugar, no calories. Unfortunately, the research is painting a troubling picture. Several large-scale studies have found a strong association between the regular consumption of artificially sweetened beverages and a higher risk of stroke. Yes, you heard that right. Drinks sweetened with things like aspartame, sucralose, or saccharin are linked to increased stroke risk. The exact reasons are still being investigated, but scientists have a few theories. One is that sweeteners might negatively affect the blood vessels. Another theory is that they could alter our gut microbiome in a way that contributes to cardiovascular problems. It's also possible that they trick our metabolism, leading to cravings for other sweet, unhealthy foods. Whatever the mechanism, the correlation is strong enough to be a serious cause for concern. The healthiest drink you can choose, pani. If you need some flavor, try infusing it with real fruit slices, like lemon, berries, or cucumber. So, after all this, we come back to the central theme. The title of this video mentions fruits, and we've only really cautioned against one: grapefruit, due to medication interactions. But there's a final, crucial point that brings it all together. Perhaps the biggest fruit-related risk for stroke isn't about a specific fruit you're eating, but about the fruits you aren't eating. A diet with a limited intake of fruits and vegetables is a major proven risk factor for stroke. Fruits are packed with potassium, fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Potassium helps to balance sodium levels and lower blood pressure. Fiber helps manage cholesterol. Antioxidants fight inflammation and cellular damage, protecting your blood vessels. When you don't eat enough fruit, you're missing out on this entire army of protective nutrients. Your body is left without the tools it needs to maintain healthy blood pressure, clear arteries, and strong blood vessels. So, the shocking truth isn't that fruits are dangerous. The truth is that not eating enough of them is dangerous. The modern diet, filled with the processed snacks, trans fats, and artificial sweeteners we've discussed, often displaces these life-saving foods. We fill up on the bad stuff, leaving no room for the good. In summary, protecting yourself from stroke is about being a smart and informed consumer. It's about understanding that high sodium in processed snacks raises blood pressure. It's knowing that grapefruit can have dangerous interactions with your medications. It's being mindful of the potential risks linked to high consumption of eggs and the definite dangers of trans fats. It's recognizing that artificially sweetened drinks are not a free pass. And most importantly, it's about making sure you are eating a wide variety of actual, whole fruits and vegetables every single day. They are your first and best line of defense. This isn't about perfection. It's about making better choices, one meal at a time. It's about shifting your diet away from the processed and artificial and back towards the natural and nourishing. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this information was helpful and empowering. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future content. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that could genuinely change your life, or the life of someone you love. We're talking about stroke, a serious medical condition, and its surprising connection to something you probably have in your kitchen right now. Fruit. You might think you know all there is to know about healthy eating, but what if I told you that a simple change in your fruit habits could significantly slash your stroke risk? Stick around, because the information we're about to share is too important to miss. First, let's get straight to the headline-worthy news that inspired this video. A comprehensive analysis of numerous studies has revealed something incredible. Simply increasing your daily fruit intake can lower your risk of having a stroke by a staggering 10%. Now, 10% might not sound like a huge number at first glance, but in the world of preventative health, it's a massive deal. Think about it. We're not talking about a complicated medical procedure or an expensive supplement. We're talking about adding more delicious, natural, and readily available fruit to your diet. It's one of the simplest, most accessible lifestyle changes you can make with a scientifically proven protective benefit. This isn't just a hopeful guess. It's a conclusion drawn from extensive research involving thousands of participants. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most effective medicine is already on our plates. So, the big question is, does it matter which fruits we eat? The research suggests it absolutely does. While all fruits are beneficial, certain types seem to pack an extra punch when it comes to stroke prevention. Specifically, fruits like apples and pears have been highlighted for their strong protective effects. Why these fruits in particular? Well, apples and pears are rich in a specific type of dietary fiber and flavonoids, which are powerful antioxidants. These compounds work wonders in our bodies. They help improve blood vessel function, reduce inflammation, and lower bad LDL cholesterol levels, all of which are critical factors in maintaining a healthy cardiovascular system and, by extension, reducing stroke risk. So, the next time you're looking for a quick and healthy snack, reaching for a crisp apple or a juicy pear isn't just satisfying your hunger. It's like giving your arteries a little shield of protection. It truly is a case of an apple a day doing more than just keeping the doctor away. It might just be helping to keep a stroke at bay. Now, let's talk about quantity. We know increasing fruit intake is good, and we know some fruits are superstars, but how much should we actually be eating to get these amazing benefits? The magic number that keeps popping up in health guidelines and research is 5. Eating 5 or more portions of fruits and vegetables daily is where you really start to see the health benefits stack up. What counts as a portion? It's simpler than you think. One portion is about 80 grams, which could be one medium-sized apple, a banana, or a handful of berries. Hitting 5 a day might sound challenging, but it's totally doable. You could have a banana with your breakfast cereal, an apple as a mid-morning snack, a side salad with berries for lunch, some sliced pear in the afternoon, and some steamed vegetables with your dinner. By spreading it out through the day, you not only make it easier to reach your goal, but you also provide your body with a steady stream of vital nutrients. This consistent intake helps to stabilize blood sugar, maintain energy levels, and most importantly, continuously support your cardiovascular health, maximizing the protective effects against stroke. So, how exactly does fruit perform this miracle of reducing stroke risk? A huge part of the answer lies in its ability to combat one of the biggest risk factors for stroke: high blood pressure or hypertension. Many fruits, especially bananas, oranges, and cantaloupes, are packed with potassium. Potassium is a crucial mineral that plays a vital role in balancing sodium levels in your body. Most of us get way too much sodium from processed foods, which can cause our blood pressure to skyrocket. Potassium helps your body flush out excess sodium and eases tension in your blood vessel walls, both of which help to lower blood pressure naturally. Furthermore, the antioxidants and bioactive compounds found in colorful fruits help to protect the lining of our blood vessels, known as the endothelium, keeping them flexible and healthy. When your blood vessels are relaxed and your blood pressure is in a healthy range, you dramatically reduce the strain on your entire cardiovascular system, which in turn significantly lowers your risk of suffering a stroke. It's a beautiful, natural mechanism, where food directly helps to protect our bodies from harm. Finally, let's emphasize the importance of variety. While apples and pears are fantastic, the key to unlocking the full spectrum of health benefits is to eat a wide and diverse range of fruits. Think of it as painting with a full palette of colors. Each color of fruit and vegetable contains different vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. Red fruits like strawberries and raspberries are loaded with lycopene and anthocyanins. Orange and yellow fruits like oranges and mangoes are rich in vitamin C and carotenoids. Blue and purple fruits like blueberries and plums are antioxidant powerhouses. Green fruits like kiwi and grapes provide lutein and vitamin K. By eating a rainbow of fruits, you ensure you're not missing out on any of these unique health-promoting compounds. This diversity not only strengthens your defense against stroke, but also boosts your immune system, improves your digestive health, and enhances your overall vitality. It makes healthy eating more exciting and ensures your body gets the full symphony of nutrients it needs to thrive. So, challenge yourself to try a new fruit each week. Your body, and especially your brain, will thank you for it. To wrap things up, the evidence is clear and compelling. Making a conscious effort to include more fruit in your daily diet is a simple, delicious, and incredibly effective strategy for lowering your risk of stroke. Remember the key takeaways. Aim for at least 5 portions a day, don't forget the power of apples and pears, and embrace the rainbow by eating a wide variety of different fruits to combat high blood pressure and boost your overall health. It's a small change that can have a profound impact on your long-term well-being. Start today. Your future self will be grateful. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our future health and wellness content. Share this video with your friends and family. It's information everyone needs to hear. Stay healthy, stay happy, and we'll see you in the next video. Did you know that the simple act of eating an orange or an apple could be one of your best defenses against a stroke? It sounds almost too good to be true, but the science is clear and compelling. Stick around, because in the next few minutes we are going to uncover the surprising and powerful ways certain fruits can dramatically lower your stroke risk. You won't want to miss this. Let's start with a real eye-opener. A major study revealed something incredible for women. Those who consumed the highest amounts of citrus fruits, like oranges and grapefruits, had a 19% lower risk of an ischemic stroke compared to those who ate the least. 19%. That's a significant number, and it all comes down to a group of compounds called flavonoids. Specifically, a subclass found in citrus fruits seems to be particularly protective. Think about it. Adding a glass of fresh orange juice or a grapefruit to your breakfast could be a powerful step in safeguarding your health. Now, let's talk about another category of fruit that packs a punch against stroke: white-fleshed fruits. I'm talking about the everyday heroes of the fruit bowl, apples and pears. A study published in the journal Stroke found that for every 25-gram increase in the daily intake of these fruits, the risk of stroke decreased by 9%. People with the highest intake of white-fleshed fruits had a staggering 52% lower risk of stroke than those with the lowest intake. The researchers believe this is linked to the high fiber and flavonoid content, particularly quercetin, which is abundant in apples. So, an apple a day? it might just keep the stroke away. So what's the magic behind these fruits? A big part of the answer lies in antioxidants. Our bodies are constantly dealing with oxidative stress, a process that can damage cells, including those lining our blood vessels. This damage can lead to inflammation and atherosclerosis, or the hardening of the arteries, which are major risk factors for stroke. Fruits are packed with powerful antioxidants like vitamin C, flavonoids, and polyphenols. These compounds act like a cleanup crew, neutralizing harmful free radicals and protecting your blood vessels. By improving the function and flexibility of your blood vessels, antioxidants help ensure smooth blood flow to the brain, drastically reducing the chances of a blockage that could cause a stroke. Let's broaden our view for a moment and look at the bigger picture of diet. One of the most studied and recommended dietary patterns for heart and brain health is the Mediterranean diet. And what's a cornerstone of this diet? You guessed it, an abundance of fresh fruits and vegetables. This diet isn't about restriction. It's about enjoying whole, nutrient-dense foods. It emphasizes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and healthy fats, like olive oil. Studies have consistently shown that people who follow a Mediterranean-style diet have a significantly lower risk of cardiovascular events, including stroke. It's a holistic approach that combines the power of individual nutrients into a lifestyle that supports long-term health. The antioxidants from the fruits, the fiber from the vegetables and grains, and the healthy fats from olive oil and nuts all work together synergistically to protect your entire vascular system. The evidence is overwhelming. One large-scale analysis, looking at data from over 20 studies, concluded that individuals with the highest consumption of fruits and vegetables had an overall 13% lower risk of stroke compared to those with the lowest intake. Every single serving matters. The more color and variety you can get on your plate, the wider the range of protective nutrients you're consuming. This isn't just about one superfruit, but about the cumulative effect of making fruits and vegetables a consistent and significant part of your daily meals. It's a simple, delicious, and effective strategy for prevention. Let's circle back to citrus for a moment, and specifically talk about grapefruit. This fruit often gets a special mention in stroke prevention research, and for good reason. It's particularly rich in a class of flavonoids called flavonones, especially one named naringenin. These compounds have been shown to have potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. They help improve blood flow, reduce blood pressure, and lower cholesterol, all critical factors in reducing stroke risk. Of course, it's important to note that grapefruit can interact with certain medications, including some statins and blood pressure drugs, so if you're on medication, it's always best to have a quick chat with your doctor or pharmacist. But for many, including grapefruit in their diet can be another powerful tool in their health arsenal. So, how can you easily incorporate these life-saving fruits into your diet? It's easier than you think. Start your day with a bowl of oatmeal topped with berries and sliced apples. Blend a smoothie with spinach, a banana, and some orange slices for a nutrient-packed breakfast on the go. For lunch, add a pear to your salad, or simply have one as a side. Keep a fruit bowl on your counter at home and at work for an easy, visible snack. Instead of reaching for a sugary dessert after dinner, enjoy a bowl of mixed fruit or a baked apple with cinnamon. The key is to make it convenient and enjoyable. Don't see it as a chore, but as a delicious way to invest in your long-term health and vitality. To sum it all up, the power to significantly reduce your stroke risk is sitting right in your kitchen. By focusing on citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruits, white-fleshed fruits like apples and pears, and embracing a diet rich in a wide variety of colorful produce, you are taking active, powerful steps to protect your brain. The antioxidants and flavonoids in these natural wonders work to keep your blood vessels healthy and clear. Remember, it's not about radical changes overnight, but about consistent, healthy choices day after day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this information helpful and empowering. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content on living a healthier, happier life. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.